Hello, I'm Dr. Sandra Fryhofer, liaison to ACIP, the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. Welcome to the American College of Physicians 2022 Adult Immunization Video Series. The topic, COVID vaccine boosters. Which one, what dose, and when? We now have 3 safe and effective COVID vaccines authorized or approved by FDA and recommended by ACIP. COVID vaccines continue to provide protection against severe disease, hospitalization, and death. However, we're now seeing breakthrough infections. It's all about waning immunity with time, with Delta, and now against the Omicron variant. A primary COVID vaccine series can no longer do its best job on its own. That's why all adults and everyone age 12 and older need a COVID booster, but which one, at what dose, and when? A great one-stop reference is CDC's interim clinical considerations for use of COVID vaccines. It's the live document that's updated regularly. For Janssen's viral vector vaccine, a booster is recommended at 2 months, preferably with an mRNA vaccine. Boosters are needed after an mRNA vaccine series 2 at 5 months. You can mix and match the boost with any age-appropriate vaccine, but an mRNA vaccine boost is preferred. The type of vaccine and the dose you receive depends on your age. Age and dose indications are dictated by FDA and subject to change based on new data, and it recently have. Pfizer's mRNA vaccine is an FDA-authorized option for anyone age 5 and older. Those age 5 to 11 get a 10 microgram dose from its orange top version. Those 12 and older need a higher dose, 30 micrograms of Pfizer's original purple top or its new gray top formulation. For Pfizer, the size of the primary dose and boost are the same. For Moderna, a full dose of 100 micrograms is authorized for those 18 and older. A Moderna boost is half that amount, only 50 micrograms. The same age authorization, 18 and older, also applies to Janssen's viral vector vaccine series. And I say series in quotes because it's a series of 1. So that's a primary series for most, but not for those who are moderately or severely immunocompromised. For this narrow subset of patients, 2 mRNA vaccine doses are not enough. They don't provide adequate protection. These patients need an additional full vaccine dose at least 1 month after completing their 2-dose mRNA vaccine series in order to complete an augmented primary series. Only then are they really fully vaccinated. This additional primary dose recommendation applies only to a narrow subset of moderately or severely compromised patients as young as age 5. This additional primary dose is not a booster. Try to stick with the original vaccine product if you can. And there's more. These immunocompromised patients age 12 and older who have now received their 3-dose primary series still need a booster. Yes, they need a 4th vaccine dose at the recommended booster interval. Right now, a 4th dose booster is not recommended for younger, moderately and severely immunocompromised patients aged 5 to 11. However, this could change. Those who received a Janssen single dose do not need an additional primary dose, but they do need a boost at least 2 months later, preferably with an mRNA vaccine. The booster interval depends on the specific vaccine given in the primary series. Booster intervals are based on data looking at degree of waning immunity. Here's what they are now. Boost intervals for mRNA vaccines were originally at least 6 months after completing a primary vaccine series. But in January 2022, this boost interval was shortened to 5 months. It's hoped the shortened booster interval will help curb the Omicron surge. For Pfizer, a full dose booster is recommended only for those 12 and older, even though the vaccine's authorized for children as young as age 5. For Moderna, authorized only for those 18 and older, its boost dose is a half of a full dose, That means it's 50 micrograms rather than a full Moderna dose of 100. For Janssen's viral vector vaccine, a boost is still recommended at least 2 months after a Janssen single-dose series, but preferably with an mRNA vaccine. Next, what kind of booster to give? Many thanks to the NIH Mix and Match Booster Study. It showed boosting with any of the 3 COVID vaccines led to a strong serologic response, regardless of which was used for primary vaccination. However, mRNA vaccines seem to boost the best. So you can boost with the same vaccine product. This is called homologous boosting, or you can boost with a different vaccine product. This is called heterologous boosting. The booster does not have to match the primary vaccine series. You can mix and match with any age-authorized vaccine product when choosing your boost vaccine, but again, mRNA vaccines are preferred. Age-authorized is a key word here. For those 12 to 17, Pfizer's the only game in town. It's the only vaccine authorized for this age group. So far, the NIH Mix and Match study has only released data looking at neutralizing antibodies, but T-cell studies are in the works, and there may be more boosting options on the horizon as more vaccines in the pipeline are brought to market. One reminder, ACIP is clear. Either of the mRNA vaccines are preferred over Janssen's viral vector vaccine, both for primary vaccination and for boosting, for several reasons. Janssen's single-dose vaccine effectiveness is lower. Also, Janssen's viral vector vaccine has been linked to TTS, thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome, a rare but potentially deadly adverse effect. We now know TTS is more common than originally thought. It can affect both sexes and broader age ranges. And there's plenty of mRNA vaccine available that does not pose this TTS risk. There is risk of myocarditis after mRNA vaccines, particularly for young males, but most of these patients fully recover. Risk of myocarditis after COVID disease is higher. Also remember, COVID vaccine doses can now be administered with other vaccines. Time to circle back. We're now trying to change how we think about COVID vaccination. The new mantra is staying up to date with CDC's COVID vaccination recommendations. Staying up to date means you've had your primary series and you've also received any additional doses recommended by CDC. Happy vaccinating, happy boosting, and please stay up to date. For the American College of Physicians, I'm Dr. Sandra Fryhofer.